My name is Michael Bates. I'm a British walker and politician. Since 2011, along with my wife Sherlyn, we've walked some 14,000 kilometres through 25 countries in the name of friendship and in support of charity. Sherlyn was born and raised in China, and together we want to tell the story of the country's rich history and culture through the people and places we encounter along the way. We'll be joined by friends and local volunteers, and together we hope to discover the very ancient and very modern faces of China. For this, our 9th walk together, Sherlyn and I will be heading through Zhejiang province. Zhejiang is located just south of Shanghai. It's about the size of England and a similar population too, of around 55 million people. Historically, it's been known as a centre for tea, silk and pearl production. But today, its thriving economy is based on technology, trade and tourism, making it one of the most prosperous provinces in all China. Starting in the stunning city of Hangzhou, where Sherlyn grew up, we'll walk 500 kilometres all the way to Wenzhou on the southeastern coast. And as with all great journeys, and to our delight, we start this one with a welcome and a ceremony. The one African drummers get everyone to their feet. I don't think we've ever had in our 9 walks a better send-off than that. It's really set the tone for the whole walk. I think we're quite excited about it.
I am very touched. Obviously, this is the university. I have been here for 8 years. I had a photo exactly at this spot 38 years ago when I was very young. So now back.
I'm surprised you were born.
When I was, here, now I feel, so connected. And today it's such a touching moment.
And so it begins, a 500-kilometre journey with detours off the beaten track to experience the real Zhejiang today. I think he's 4 years old.
Yeah. Oh, she blew lots of air herself.
And down there is Ningbo and the sea.
Yeah.
This is the 9th walk, and we've walked across a lot of bridges in that time. Bridges always seem to be very symbolic on our walks when we cross them, because this is in a sense what we're trying to do through our walks, is provide a crossing point between cultures. To understand China, you need to undertake a complete shift of thinking. You need to be prepared to leave your cultural baggage on the carousel at the airport. Hangzhou is a beautiful city with thousands of years of history. Marco Polo visited Hangzhou and called it the Venice of the East. Its dreamy West Lake has been eulogized by poets and depicted by artists for centuries. This is coming to the end of first day, which is the other side of the river. So we'll have achieved our objective for day 1, and that's success. If we keep doing that for the next 30 days, we're there, Wenzhou. Sherlyn and I love music. There's no need for subtitles. So after only half a day's walk, we're invited to a concert, and we're eager to accept. The concert was being held in the vast Hangzhou Westlake Cultural and Sports Centre and included a children's choir and a fabulous orchestra made up of Chinese musicians from home and abroad. I love that song because I tell them that I used to sing that song at school. We're marching in the light of God.
We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching.
A perfect end to a perfect first day. and a perfect example of how music can connect us all.
Marching, 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 ooh. We are marching in the light of God.
Oh, very good. Fantastic. Way done.
Next day, it's an early start, and we're off to Hangzhou's famous silk market. If you want to understand something of the culture and the ancient culture of China, then you need to understand the importance of silk. Silk has been produced from silkworms in this very area for some 5,000 years. And very much the heart of silk production in China is Hangzhou and Zhejiang. So we're going to visit one of the great markets of silk in Zhejiang to find out more. They look beautiful, those dresses. Can you have a look in here? See, it looks a bit expensive, but there we go. Could he show me an example of the best quality silk that he has in his store? No, I can see it. Oh, I think actually they might.
Too small for you.
That is very nice. I can tell that that's an extra large. And how much would this cost if I wanted
像
to?
这样一个是多少钱
2080分。
？2080 years, so roughly about 220 pounds.
£220. Well, I can see that. It's a very beautiful store and very good produce. We wish you very well.
Oh,
Thank you for taking the time to talk. Perhaps a bit out of our price range. Time to take to the side streets in search of some bargains. If he thinks back to 1989 and in this business, what's the biggest change that he's seen during his time?
刚刚不就说我们刚刚开始人比较少，市场呢也不是很热闹。但随着时间的推移，就是我们呢国外的，就说像你一样的老朋友都来到杭州市场来参观了，我们的生意呢也慢慢越来越好了。就是整个过程呢，就说呢，比如说你们德国的啊、日本的啊，还有就是菲律宾的啊。 英国的，
英国，日本英国，
都到这里来了。这帮子这个叫什么？其他国家都也来了。
What's the best-selling product in his shop?
They only have one type of product. It's just
This is great.
This particular type
This is
of
great.
stuff.
Way down, way down.
很伟
This is
大，
great
但是
because it's specialization.
Yeah.
还有呢
这里，
东北的，比如说，还有是内蒙古、西藏的，他们这种围巾呢，怎么围呢？就是说，
这里的是。
当风沙，风沙很大，
In
然后
Zhejiang
呢，
on
然后呢就是
Mongolia, whatever.
像你比如说
It's
那
very,
你这样子
very,
包了头，
sorry, sandy.
包了头
And
走路
they-，
眼睛能够看出来，
You can see.
就是呢，那个
and
又挡风又能
Yeah,
保护眼睛
protect。the wind and also the sun and all different kind of protection. Because the
Oh.
Chinese people, you know, the
Oh,
white
does this
more
does this
beauty.
does this the men wear this?
他
The
说
men?
男人也能给。
男人围嘛，不大好看。
So this does this keep mosquitoes off? So it's been a great start, and we feel as if we've been part of history and walking in the footsteps of Marco Polo through the silk market of Hangzhou. The afternoon takes us to a tea lover's heaven, the 800-year-old Longjing village on the outskirts of Hangzhou. Longjing, or Dragon Well in Chinese, is a small village up in the hills just west of the city. As one of the most famous tea-producing villages in all China, it attracts thousands of visitors every year, which has brought the village great prosperity. Nice to see you. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, Mr. Murray. How are you? Let's just go over here and have a sit down. Sherlyn remembers that despite this famous tea, the village was once very poor. There were only a few buildings on the hillside, and most of them were just shacks for storing tools. Nowadays, the people have 3-story houses cleverly used for living as well as providing bed and board and lodging for visitors. As the tourists pour in from the city, the locals offer homestay meals and superb local tea. Longjing tea, of course. Tea-picking hats on, baskets to the ready, and we're invited up to the fields to put in a shift under the watchful eye of our hosts. The way that we're picking tea seems very time-consuming. How has it changed over the years and the centuries? Is this the same way that people pick tea centuries ago, 1,000 years ago?
从古老的时候到现在都是这个样子。哦，这个是机械化，是采不了茶叶的，因为这个茶叶它是7高8低不平的呀，不平整的。机器操作的话，它上面全部都大大小小的叶子都走掉了，那不行的。茶叶全要靠手工在。
How long has he worked in this tea plantation?
因为我今年73了，13岁就开始种茶叶，60年60。
And how has it changed
对
over the past 60 years?
比方以前到现在是2样了啊，以前都生产队，要去干活称工分的，现在都承包都个人的，是不是啦？个人稍微好一点啊，轻松一点。
And does he make his own tea? Does he make his own tea from the
是你
leaves?
自己炒茶，是你自己
茶叶
炒
都自己炒。
Could he show us how to do it? Now, if we take this tea, could we go and make some tea? Put the kettle on.
谢谢。
Good.
To smell like freshly baked bread. It's a beautiful smell. But we need to take that out now and put it, and then we can go and have some tea. And it's an amazing experience to think that we've been out in the hills, we've picked the leaves, we've brought them down, we've dried them, and now we're drinking them. It's an amazing experience. So thank you very much for sharing it, Mr. Wang.
他说今天这个是非常好的经历，看了这个是真
Yeah.
的。
Ganbei.
干杯
Cheers.
Cheers.
I've been coming to China for over 25 years, and I've seen its incredible transformation into the modern economic superpower it is today. No country has lifted more people out of poverty in human history than China has. You can't visit Hangzhou without heading out to more rural areas, miles beyond the city skyscrapers. And the story of Zhejiang village really is a dream come true. But the beautiful village we see today wasn't always this way. It was a pig farming area. The hills had been stripped bare for their firewood, and the river was polluted and it smelt. And in 2003, the party secretary of Zhejiang visited the village and suggested that they move the pigs out, replant the forests on the hillside, clean the river, and replace polluting fuel with clean energy. That party secretary's name was Xi Jinping, now President of China, and the policy he instituted there became known as the Two Mountain Theory. Former village leader Mr. Jiang, who met the president, led us down to the old bridge to tell us more.
This bridge actually built in 1984. In the past, they did not have
1984.
because they were too poor to have a bridge, and the
No, but that is a design of a bridge. It's a very old design.
together some
我们
funds
村里老百姓自己设计的。
to
So
so
the
that-
village
我们上去这条
bought,
河哈，
raised money and they bought a bridge.
Yeah.
我们习近平书记当年在浙江当省委书记的时候，他从2003年4月24号第一次到下江村，他来了4年，他到村里来了连了4年，来了4次，到村里来了4次。他是当年到下江村的目的就是到下江村来帮助下江村老百姓脱贫致富的，就是扶贫的。我们总书记啊，他是很亲民、很爱民的一个领导，他到村里来，他都深入实质。 他每次呢总书记习近平书记每次到下江村呢，他都田里地里去看看，而且每次呢都要到很穷的老百姓家里，就是我们叫做贫困户家里去看看，去问问。每次的他在浙江工作时间的这个贫困啊，要下边贫困户啊，就这个决心特别大。
And now there will be no families in poverty to visit.
这边现在已经没有贫困家庭了。
绝对贫困户没有了。
No.
Amazing. The 70-year-old Zhang, who met the president when he first made his visit 16 years ago, has seen at first hand the benefits the changes in the village have brought. When Jamshi visited here in 2003, this is a picture of you meeting him. What was your life like then?
当时我们生活还是比较艰苦的，因为严谨收益只有2、3千块钱一个人，现在已经3万多了，这个变化是很大的。那当时可以点灯，也可以那个烧灶炒菜做饭。
So self-sufficient in gas.
It's a pig shed to put it into that to create this gas to become a gas for lighting and for cooking. Because originally all the pig shed everywhere is absolutely smelly, so President Xi Jinping explained why you suggest to them, why don't you do this? You can use the waste to become a valuable thing.
Using the waste to become gas.
To become a gas. So that's why.
Brilliant.
They
this
did
village
that.
is one of the most prosperous in the region, and it's all built on top of tourism. And that tourism is all built on the top of a two-mountain theory that says look after the environment and it will look after yourself. And we're back on the walk. We're picking up our paces from Zhejiang Bridge heading to Linpu, and our first stop heading out of Hangzhou. We like to stop off for a chat with some of the locals en route, like the elderly fishermen down by the banks of the river. Could you show us what you've caught today?
Oh, it's a bass. Oh! It's too small.
It's too small.
Yeah. It's about ½ kilo, this one.
And how big would they normally be?
They were 5 kilos.
5 kilos?
That big.
We wish him a very successful day fishing. May the fish leap out and into his net.
He said today is not good day.
It's going to get better now.
他从现在开始你的好运就
Because
来
he's been
了。
kind to us.
因为今天你很善良，所以你待会儿肯定有好运的。
Well done, team. 干得好。
24.99. 25.
25. That makes the maths easier. It was hard. We got lost coming out of Hangzhou, which didn't help. But very rewarding. We met some fascinating people along the way. Real generosity, water supplies, lots of conversation, lots of humour, and it was that part of it was great. But 25 kilometres and getting lost in 35-degree heat and high humidity is all fun. But we're glad to be here. After a restful night, we're all set for our next leg of the journey from Linpu to Zhejiang city. Just 10 kilometres from the end, we get a surprise welcome. It's end of day 5 and we've arrived in Zhejiang. If I was here 30 years ago, I'd be standing in the middle of rice fields. Instead, I'm standing in the middle of a major industrial complex, home to one of the top 500 companies in the world. We're going to be staying in their 27-story hotel tonight. So let's go in. We'd been invited for a low-key game of basketball the night before by Mayor He. The low-key game was in fact happening in a 5,000-seater stadium against the local champions, Zhejiang Lions. It was quickly apparent to everyone that I was several levels of ability and at least 30 years out of my league. But sport can still bring us all together and reach across the widest of gaps. And I shall now support the Zhejiang Lions. And this is what our walk is about how sport can bring us together. Next time we'll be heading to the city of Yiwu, where all our Christmases are made. We'll take a closer look at Chinese medicine. And if you think nothing can beat Hollywood, we'll think again. And it's all aboard the Yiwu Express to Madrid and London.